I would highly suggest that you make this stretch a regular part of your routine. Let me show you why. My name is Roxanne Meldrum and I'm a physical therapist with PT Health Academy. I love this stretch because it addresses several of the deficits that I often see in people that I work with. Starting with the shoulders, many people can't get their arms all the way up overhead, which is important for function and maybe some different exercises that you want to do effectively in the gym. So getting into this good stretch position helps to elongate through on the underneath part of your shoulder to help encourage a little bit better elevation in your shoulders. Now notice I have my thumbs up. That helps kind of turn the joint a little bit and eliminates some of the impingement that you might feel in your shoulder when you get to the top of that stretch. So when you get in this position, you really should feel this stretch in your armpit. And if you feel it in the top, then I would suggest you widen, start a little bit wider, and that should be a little bit freer through your shoulders. And as you gain range, you can, over probably weeks of time working at this, get your arms a little narrower on the foam roller. If you do struggle still to feel that kind of impingement pain at the top, I would suggest that you flip on your back and foam roll your upper back to get your thoracic spine or your upper back moving better, and then revisit this stretch and see if that helps address some of those sensations. Next, let's look at what this stretch does to your upper back. So many of us struggle with kind of that rounded upper back posture, and this stretch helps to encourage some extension or some straightening of that upper back. So again, when you get down into the stretch position, gravity is actually pulling my upper back or my thoracic spine into extension and encouraging a nice stretch in that area. I don't feel a lot of actual muscle stretch there, but it is encouraging the joints in my upper back to go into more extension instead of spending so much time in flexion. The next area that this stretch addresses is any tightness you might have in your hips, especially at the bottom of a squat. So lots of people, when they get to the bottom of the squat, their low back kind of rounds out a little bit. And there's many things that can cause that, but sometimes there's just not enough bend or flexion in the hips for the bottom of the squat to not kind of lead through or push through the lumbar spine at the bottom. So getting your legs into that good squat position with your feet shoulder width apart, knees a little bit wider. When you drop down into the stretch, you can see that again, as gravity pulls my trunk towards the floor, I'm creating a nice little stretch in my hips to encourage a good position at the bottom of a squat. I have seen some people get down in this position and turn their feet out. I would recommend that you not do that. Just like in the shoulder, flexion or bending up and turning in or internal rotation, flexion plus internal rotation tends to be very impingy in both the shoulder and the hip. And it's really not the position that we function in. So go ahead and let those knees turn out, let those feet be a little narrower as you drop down into this stretch. Now when you hold this stretch, I would suggest that you hold for 20 or 30 seconds, and you can do 4 to 6 nice deep breaths in that position. I hope you found this tip helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe. It really does help my small business grow. Thank you so much for listening.